Hold your hands out all the way like this. Can you hold them all the way out, your arms? There you go.
Keith Wyndham's recovery from a massive stroke 3 years ago is nothing short of amazing.
Live and walking tall.
Words are still a struggle, but Keith is walking again and doing so many things.
I didn't think I was going to have a dad, and Dr. Patterson sat down with all of us and he told us he was going to make it. And I wasn't expecting him to come back this way, but it's a miracle to me that he did.
It's amazed me to see my dad make all this progress in very little time.
Physicians believe a tear in his carotid artery during a softball game caused the stroke. Days later, Keith collapsed. ER doctors found it was too late to safely use clot-busting drugs or balloon angioplasty to clear the blockage. So Keith was airlifted to UAB Stroke Center to try and save his life.
Deep breath, sir.
When you really looked at that CAT scan, though, you saw that there were areas of brain that wanted to stay alive. They were fighting. And so I thought, okay, well, we need to fight.
Dr. Damon Patterson says they had to think outside the box. The solution? Remove part of Keith's skull to relieve pressure from the swelling brain.
So we knew that because of that, your brain was going to swell.
Once through the critical stages of surgery and rehab, his family was ready to take on the next phase of his recovery.
It's so incredibly fulfilling for me personally, not just professionally, and to see the family respond the way that they did, it's just, it makes everything worthwhile.
Once so independent and full of life, Keith had to relearn everything.
I basically did everything for him for the first 6 months. He didn't have a cranial on top of his head, so I had to make sure he was safe and that he didn't fall. His life changed drastically. I went from being a wife to a nurse, and that's hard, but it's okay with me. I just thank God that he has recovered the way he has.
Wife Tanya kept a record of the progress and their struggles. They never stopped pushing him. Strokes can strike at any age. Keith was only 38. They are the #1 cause of long-term disability in this country. Symptoms to watch out for: drooping in the face, trouble raising an arm, slurred speech, and always note the time those symptoms first appear.
One of the things that's really frustrating from a stroke doctor standpoint is that people don't often go to the ER unless they're hurting. That's the reason when people think they're having a heart attack, they're in the emergency room within 30 seconds. But when people can't move one side of their body, they think, well, I'm going to sleep it off. Let's see how I am tomorrow morning. Just because it doesn't hurt doesn't mean it's not dangerous. And we have to let people know stroke is a medical emergency. Thousands of brain cells are dying every second. And the more time that goes on, the less that can be done from our standpoint. So if you're even thinking that you might be having a stroke, or if you see a loved one and you say, I don't know if that's a stroke or not, don't try to figure it out. Call 911.
UAB's Stroke Center offers patients cutting-edge care with world-renowned physicians and researchers.
One of the luxuries of an academic center, especially one this size, is that we often become primary centers for groundbreaking research. We are looking at non-invasive and invasive strategies for treating stroke.
The Wyndham family says UAB made all the difference.
The nurses and the doctors and the therapists, I mean, it's just simply amazing what they do. I don't know about all hospitals, but this hospital right here, for him, is perfect.